So I was doing some consultations this weekend. I did about seven, guys. And one of the leading issues that a lot of you are having is the itchy. Either you're having the itchy scalp, the dry scalp. That I was like, that thing just don't want to go away when it comes to the Black community. That's why it's so important to to moisturize your scalp. That's why it is crazy to think that you can go into a salon and ask for a hairstyle that lasts a month or 2 months, and that means you're in and you don't wash your hair because you're building up dryness because you're putting all kind of oils, you're putting all kind of sprays in your hair, and then you're going to put a cap over it. Y'all know the whole story behind it, right? I'm just thinking about the quick weaves and all that different stuff. And but the thing is that the clients that come to me, they're actually not into any of those things. Not to say it's a bad thing, but they're just not into it. And a lot of the women are women in careers, they're high value women, and they're like, listen, every one of them did not have hair loss. They had well, some of them did have hair loss, but it was more about the hair care. So they were really concerned about hair care for themselves, and they have daughters, so they want to be a good example, and they want to teach their daughters to love their hair, which I love. But one of the things that I learned is that a lot of them were speaking about the scalp being dry and the hair flakes on there. And so I forgot to tell you guys about the products that you need to use, or you need to ask and you need to implement it. If you're going to a hairstylist, you say, hey, I'm dealing with a lot of itchy, dry scalp. I'm coming to you every 2 weeks or every week. I would like for you to use this in as part of the regimen that you have for me, and use this so we can combat the flakes that's going on. A lot of us thinks that which is the worst thing you do when you put the hair extensions in and you can't reach your scalp and you use that pick. It's basically just like spreading the bacteria, whatever that bacteria is, because when you have dry flakes, and I'm gonna add a video where the person tells you what it's called. I always mess it up. I think it's seborrheic, but it's dermatitis. And so dermatitis is like a fungal. It's a fungus. So you think that, okay, I'm gonna put some oil on it because I still want to have my hair flowy, and you're just adding oil, and that's not what it's for. The oil, that's not what it's for. It doesn't. What it actually does, it feeds that fungus. That's what it's doing. So it actually makes the flakes worse. But we're told, oh, this oil, and that's the thing that I noticed with my clients this weekend. Everyone was like, my hairstylist recommended this, and everything was an oil. Use this oil to grow your hair. Well, guess what? If your hair follicles are damaged, right, you got to find out what the ingredients is. This is what these videos are for, teaching you guys how to learn your hair, because the more and more you dive into the fact of wanting to be able to take care of your hair, guess what happens? You're learning all about you. That's self-love. Simple things like that. So I just wanted to point that out. But when you hear me talk about oils, a lot of time it's about women that are dealing with maybe hair loss, and I'm like, put the rosemary and the mint, or and you just rub it on your tips and you just massage it every night before you go to bed. I'm thinking of that. Oils is more of, when I think of oils just for myself, I use that as a polish, as a finish, right? Because I've done the work beforehand. I've conditioned that hair on layers of condition where the hair is still flowy and soft, right? But I made sure that pH balance was at a 5.5. Why? Because I know that they're going to go out in the environment. I know that they're going to do things to their hair, and it's going to eventually need to be washed, and the layers of moisturizing and hydrating has to go back in. So by the time I'm done with styling and doing everything to the hair, guess what? All I have to do is put a little bit on my hands just to give it the polished look. But I have done, whether you realize it, whether it's in the shampoos, the conditioners, the setting lotion, whatever it is, they all are conditioners. So that's what I'm doing to combat as your hairstylist, to combat the flakes, the dandruff, the dermatitis. That's what I'm doing. But this young lady is gonna, when you watch this video, and I'm gonna let it go, is going to tell you why and how. Basically the same thing I'm saying, just in a more professional way, I guess. So for those of you that are thinking about, hey, I need to take care of my hair, don't just do the consultation, look at the packages. I think I'm going to create more packages so you guys can like experience what it's like to learn about your hair, love your hair, see the difference in your hair when you start taking care of it. And y'all know what I'm going to say is nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with wearing your wigs and your weaves, but you have to take care of your hair first. That's all. That's where it becomes wrong, when you're not taking care of your hair and your weaves. So I hope this video blesses you, and I'm going to play this video and we're going to end that way. So if you want to go ahead and get a coaching, go ahead. I'm going to add the link at the bottom of the video. And guess what, guys? I will see you. I'm going to stop it and say it again. So let's go. It's real fast.
Does your scalp look like this, 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 or this? If so, promise me one thing, and that's that you will not put oil on your scalp in attempts to treat this. That's because this is actually something called seborrheic dermatitis, which is due to a yeast that irritates the scalp. So if you are adding oil, you're actually making the problem worse, because those yeasts love that. You are throwing them a party. So instead of adding oil, things that you can try over the counter are shampoos that have zinc pyrithione, ketoconazole, or selenium sulfide. These shampoos can help to decrease the yeast load and therefore decrease irritation. If you don't have success with that, definitely go see a board certified dermatologist who can definitely get you right.
Period. And with that being said, I don't want it long, drawn out videos. I try not to. But with that being said, ladies, I pray that this video helps you. If you have any questions, add your questions in the comments. We are back. Beauty Pioneers will be back on this Sunday coming up. Had an emergency, so we could not show, but we are back in full effect, consistent every week. Check out Beauty Pioneers. And guys, if you want hair coaching, go ahead and book me. I'm going to open up the times, because a lot of you want to do it during the week. If you want it during the week, I'm working, but if you let me know ahead of time, I'll go ahead and make the provisions so we can meet up on the Zoom to do your consultation and exam and everything. All right. I pray this video helps you guys. I love you to pieces. See you next video. Bye.